In a heroic mission, the IDF just rescued the remains of 6 Israeli hostages who were murdered in captivity inside of the Gaza Strip by Hamas. Hezbollah has been maintaining almost constant rocket fire into northern Israel, keeping thousands of Israeli residents evacuated from their homes and sparking massive fires on the northern border. All of this and a whole lot more here on today's show, so stay tuned. I'm Justin, and this is the Israel Guys. Welcome to the Israel Guys, where we believe that in a world of Jew hatred and anti-Israel propaganda, you should have a direct connection to the land and people of Israel. Guys, yesterday, unfortunately, the IDF announced that they recovered the remains of 6 Israeli hostages inside of the Gaza Strip, the hostages who were held captive in Gaza for a while. 5 of the hostages, they thought they were presumed dead already, but one, they actually thought he was still alive. So it's absolutely tragic for his family. A lot of heartbreak there. Pray for his family, for comfort for them during this really difficult time. The IDF, they located the bodies in a hidden section of a mile-long tunnel in the southern city of Khan Yunis. It was an absolutely harrowing campaign. It required careful planning, a lot of minute detail, which the IDF is really good at doing. The troops that went in to rescue these hostages, they came under enemy fire. It was a massive gunfight, but they were able to rescue the remains of these hostages. Again, pray for the families of these hostages who were murdered brutally by Hamas while in captivity. What is going on the northern border? These past couple days, Hezbollah, they have fired multiple barrages of rockets and drones into Israel. All week, for that matter, they've been firing drones, missiles, rockets into northern Israel. It's a pretty much full-scale war happening up there on the northern border, although it's not an official war, with Israel declaring war and doing a ground invasion of Lebanon. Shortly after the first barrage that Hezbollah fired into northern Israel, the IAF, Israeli Air Force, struck one of Hezbollah's launching sites where they were launching rockets into northern Israel. Hezbollah said that the latest round of rockets was in response to Israeli airstrikes on Monday that destroyed a large Hezbollah weapons depot. The IDF said that secondary explosions were identified after they struck this weapons depot. It indicated the presence of large amounts of weapons in the facilities struck. That's what the IDF said. Israel also carried out several other airstrikes in southern Lebanon, one that took out Hussein Suleiman, a senior member of Hezbollah's rocket and missile unit. And then yesterday, Tuesday, they fired a barrage of 55 rockets, followed by 20 a little bit later. It sparked massive fires across northern Israel. Then this morning, they fired another barrage of 50 rockets into northern Israel. And unfortunately, in this round of rocket fire coming into Israel, one person was injured in the attack. Pray for him that he will recover. The IDF said, quote, following the sirens that sounded in northern Israel regarding rocket and missile launches in the area of the Golan Heights, approximately 50 projectiles were identified crossing from Lebanon toward Israeli territory. Some were intercepted by the IDF aerial defense array, and a number of fallen projectiles were identified in the area of the town of Katsrin. Hezbollah has been vowing a strong response to Israel's killing of its top military commander, Fouad Shukr, 3 weeks ago, the same week that they took out Ismail Haniyeh, several other terrorist leaders. When they were on a roll, just taking out terrorist leaders, they took out Fouad Shukr, which he was a very top Hezbollah commander. Hezbollah did say that none of these barrages were that response. They're saying the response is going to be much, much greater than that. In other news, another one of Iran's proxies, the Houthis in Yemen, are continuing to attack ships to just be a nuisance in the Mediterranean. They attacked a ship off of the coast of Yemen. Well, the news is reporting that someone attacked the ship, and it's suspected that it was the Houthis. Go figure. All of this is to say that there is still lots of instability in the region. Everyone's very tense. I feel like anything could happen at this point. It's almost at a boiling point where everything's really tense and something could just spark a massive war and could turn into a massive escalation. We're going to get into the latest on a ceasefire deal with Hamas in just 1 second. But first, the fall feasts are almost here, and it's believed that this year, more believers around the world will be celebrating than ever before in history. If you're a Christian wanting to learn about the biblical festivals and how they're significant to our faith, or if you're looking for a meaningful way to connect with Israel right now, we suggest you get a copy of I Am Israel, the Believer's Guide to the Rebirth of the Promised Land. Showcasing over 550 stunning photographs, illustrated maps, and powerful stories, this gorgeous hardcover will take you on a visual journey through the land of the Bible. You'll explore the epic regions of Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, the coastlands, and the Galilee. Meet Jewish pioneers who are returning to their ancient homeland just as the Bible foretold. Discover stories of Christian heroes who played a pivotal role in the reestablishment of the nation of Israel, and learn about the Feast of the Lord from Passover to the Feast of Tabernacles and see how they're celebrated inside of Israel. This high quality coffee table book is the perfect way to introduce anyone to the miracle of Israel. Visit the book section at iamisraelfilm.com or simply click the link in the description below to get yours today. Thankfully, it looks like the latest Gaza ceasefire talks are on the brink of collapsing. Politico reported this on Tuesday, as negotiators are supposed to be heading to Cairo this week to talk about the ceasefire deal. Israel, of course, as they always do, they accepted the terms of the latest deal, and Hamas publicly rejected them. On Monday, Anthony Blinken, he had a meeting with President Isaac Herzog. He also had meetings with Bibi Netanyahu, but during his meeting with President Isaac Herzog, he said this, quote, "This is a decisive moment, probably the best, maybe the last opportunity to get the hostages home, to get a ceasefire, and to put everyone on a better path to enduring peace and security." Officials told Politico that the offer on the table is the strongest one yet, but that Hamas's rejections have, quote, U.S. officials increasingly worried that this proposal will falter, just as earlier ones did, with Hamas and Israel at odds and no clear path to end fighting or bring hostages home. U.S. Special Coordinator for the Middle East, Brett McGurk, is heading to Cairo this week, along with other negotiators, to try to hammer out a final agreement. It doesn't look like that's going to happen because Hamas publicly rejected it. They could change their minds, but probably not. Iran and Hezbollah, they did threaten to attack if an agreement is not reached. A U.S. official said this, quote, "We don't know if Hamas leader in Gaza, Yahya Sinwar, wants this deal, but if we don't get the deal, there's a chance that Iran attacks, and this escalates into a full-blown confrontation." According to this same Politico report, U.S. officials are hopeful that a deal can still be had. They think that Hamas will suddenly change their mind or something. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's very likely, but they're saying that could be a possibility. Honestly, I don't really understand this. This is the best thing for Hamas, so I don't know why they reject every single ceasefire deal that comes their way. Like, this would not be a good thing for Israel if this went through, but it would be a major win for Hamas. I do think that the time has come for Israel to they need to stop worrying about what the rest of the world thinks, and they need to finish off Hamas once and for all. Time is running out for the hostages. We saw that, unfortunately, the IDF, they rescued the remains of 6 hostages. Time is running out for them. What Israel needs to do is they need to be strong. They need to continue to erase Hamas from the map. They need to squeeze them tighter, make their grip on them tighter, so they will be forced to release the hostages and they will be able to come home to their families. Guys, if you watched my show before, you know I like to end on a positive note. There's a lot of terrible things happening in the world, in Israel right now, so it's good to talk about something positive. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal put out a heartwarming message for the children of victims of October 7th. Watch this video.
Camp Timberlane, hello, shalom. This is Shaquille O'Neal. I just want to give you guys a shout out and let you know I love you. To all the amazing children from the One family, I know you came from far and far away. Hope you're having a good time. We love you so very much. Thank you for coming, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, shalom, barak Hashem, l'shana tova, Shabbat shalom.
I thought that was really cool from the four-time NBA champion, Shaquille O'Neal. Thank you for your support of Israel during this rough time when it feels like there aren't a lot of people supporting Israel. Guys, don't forget to get your copy of I Am Israel, the Believer's Guide to the Rebirth of the Promised Land. The link is in the description below. Let me know what you think in the comments section about this topic, about Israel. Let me know your support for Israel in the comments section. As always, stop listening to the lies and propaganda and connect with the truth of what is happening here in Israel.